Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about YRU shoes once again because they are releasing their third line in collaboration with Monster High, and of course I have opinions. Really quick before I can get into that, if I sound weird today, if my voice is a little soft, or if I'm just kind of a little bit lower energy, I have been sick. Again, I feel like I'm sick way too often. I'm on the mend, I'm gonna be fine, but yeah, I know that it probably doesn't sound quite like normal, so everything is okay on my end. I am still very excited. I'm just not good at talking at my 100% energy level yet. But anyway, that's beside the point. We are talking about the YRU shoes, as I said. This is kind of fascinating to me just because I feel like this third collection is kind of going under the radar, at least a little bit. Not that no one knows about it, but I feel like it took me longer to find out that it was happening than it had with the past two collections from YRU with Monster High. Maybe that was just a fluke, maybe I'm crazy, but it's also interesting to me because I feel like the first collection everyone was very excited about, and I haven't bought any of the shoes from any of the collections just because frankly they're so outside my budget. But I feel like people kind of had mixed reviews. I heard some people saying that they were amazing shoes, some people saying that they just weren't very high quality, so I'm not really sure what to believe in that case. I mean, maybe it just depends person by person or shoe by shoe. But yeah, I heard some mixed reviews, and then the second wave came out. I again was very excited, and I know a lot of other people were very excited, but I feel like there definitely has been less excitement as time has gone on. Maybe it's just because the first release was more of a novelty, oh my gosh, this is so crazy that this is happening. But they still have some of these shoes from their second collection and even from the first collection, I think, on their website on sale, which is very unusual to me because the first collection sold out instantaneously. I think they did a couple of restocks, hence why there might be one or two pairs from the first collection on the website still. But it was immediately sold out, and so it's interesting to me to see now that some of them are going on sale and clearly they're having to discount the price to get people to buy the stock up. Maybe I'm just conspiracy theorying over here, but I just thought it was interesting that they are doing a third release. Obviously I'm here to talk about it because I have thoughts and some of those thoughts are good. But yeah, I thought it was kind of fascinating because it kind of feels like maybe the shoe line isn't doing as well. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about that. That's just all conjecture. That's just all in my head, maybe. But it was an interesting thing that I wanted to point out. Anyway, though, we're going to get into these shoes themselves. There are some that are available for pre-sale right now and some that are not. I'll get into the details as we get into it. But if you guys do find yourself enjoying the video, if you could give it a like, that's very helpful to me. If you're new here and you enjoy your time, definitely subscribe so you can see more. And if you want to go out of your way to support me, I have my P.O. box and wish list and stuff in the description down below. Without further ado, sorry I've been kind of rambling. Let's take a look at the shoes. So the first four shoes that we take a look at are all going to be the ones that are available for pre-sale currently on YRU's website. I believe that they all retail for $120 US. I could be mistaken. I'll put it up here if I'm wrong, but I think it's 120, and they are all creeper style shoes. So we have the first pair here is inspired by Gen 1 Frankie Stein. I think that these are fine. There is the skelet on the toe that makes it much more obvious that it's Monster High, because honestly otherwise this would just be a pretty normal pair of creepers to me. I do think that the stripes are fine, but as someone who wasn't really a G1 Frankie fan, these just don't super call to me. The second pair is also inspired by Gen 1 of Frankie, although this time we have more of the blue and then the stitches all along the side. Yeah, pretty much the same thoughts. I do think that these are less generic or might match with fewer things, but I still think it would match with plenty just because it's blue and black. It's not it's a rainbow on there. They're just not really for me. Draculaura also has two pairs of creepers. So we have this one here that is the lighter pink with the black accents and the black bat wings. I do like this a little bit more just because I am more into the bat stuff and the vampire aesthetic and Draculaura than I am into Frankie. The skelet on the toe though is honestly really killing it for me. I understand that that's kind of what makes it Monster High, and so I'm sure that that's going to be what some people love these shoes for. For me personally, though, I would like it to be ever so slightly more subtle. I think the vamp on the heel is really cute, and I think the color scheme gets across that it's for Draculaura. But of course, the skelet makes it very clear that it's Draculaura, and it's not for me, but if you like it, that's great. And yet again, pretty much the exact same thoughts on this second pair of Draculaura creepers. These are very much not to my taste. The all black with the hot pink. I probably would have loved this when I was anywhere between 8th grade and 10th grade, back in my emo phase. And like, if that is your style currently, again, that is dandy. Like, I'm happy that you can find something that brings you joy. Just for me personally, these are probably my least favorite out of the 4 that are available like currently on YRU, which is weird to say because you would think that for me, the Frankie ones would be the worst, but I just am really not a fan of these. Then we get into the, I guess you would say, more like deluxe ones, like the ones that are a little bit more detailed, a little bit more intricate. And these are all going up for pre-sale at 9 a.m. PST on February 14th. Again, I'm pretty sure that's correct, but I'll pop it on the screen here if I have just misjudged the situation and said the wrong thing. But these are going to be a bit more exciting. So this first one is Operetta's shoe from her core doll from G1. And I do think that this is pretty cool. I feel like there's like a lot of love for Operetta that I see online, and so it's really interesting to see her get this release. The heel is what excites me the most. I feel like, you know, Gen 1 Monster High was really known for having super interesting shoes, and some of the designs that YRU has done have been very interesting, but like kind of missing that Monster High spark, at least in my opinion. Like, I think some of them have just, I don't know, not quite been it, but this is so aggressively Monster High with the heel that is literally shaped like a music clef. It's just so cool. And I think the shoe itself is also really nice. It is, again, not to my personal style. Like, I'm not going to buy this. Spoiler, I'm not going to buy any of these because, again, these shoes are so expensive. I don't have prices on the ones that aren't on the website yet, but they have ranged between like $100 and $180 in the US. And for me, I have to be so crazy in love with a shoe before I will spend that much money on it. So I'm not going to buy any of these, but I do think that this is a pretty cool design. I think it's quite true to what the doll's shoes looked like, and I think it's a really fun one. I think this might be the standout of the group. Now, me saying that is bonkers because this next one we're going to take a look at is inspired by Venus. Now, I've always been a Venus fan. I'm beyond obsessed with her in G3, clearly, if you saw my review video I just posted. Super obsessed, but I loved her in G1 too. So, like, seeing these shoes, my immediate response was intense excitement. But then the more I look at them, the more I'm just like, it's not quite what I would want. I do think that the laces are really cool. It's kind of hard to see in the picture here, but they're like braided and there's little fake leaves on there. I like that detailing. I do think that that's really nice, but I think the rest of the shoe is just very plain. I wish we had gotten, like with Operetta's, some more detail on the heel because Venus's actual shoes have more of like a pointed heel and then like a wrapping design around it. And I get that like this is going for more of a chunky platform look. That's fine. Like, I don't need it to be exact. I just feel like it doesn't look detailed enough, and I'm not really sold on the way that they've executed the teeth on her shoes. I don't know. Like, I want to like it, but it's just something is holding me back, which is sad, because I really, really wanted to like these. And again, my immediate response was like, oh my god, it's Venus, so excited. But then I look at them and I'm just like, I feel like this could have been done better. Not bad, but it's like not the best. Then we have another Draculaura shoe, and I've said this, at least in like the video I did on the second collection of YRU shoes, where it's like, we're getting so many Draculaura shoes, and I understand people love her, and I get it. It is getting kind of tiring. Do I think that this is a cool shoe? Yes. It's basically exactly what the Haute Couture Draculaura has for shoes, only it's human-sized. That's pretty sick. Again, not something that I would buy or wear, but I will say I think this is cool. I think it's just like, I'm sick of seeing Draculaura shoes. And that might be an unpopular opinion. If you love it, that's great. I don't know. I kind of wish we were seeing like a little bit more branching out. Obviously, we're getting like Operetta shoes and Venus's shoes. Last time we got like Abby's, which was not, you know, a core character necessarily. But still, this is just a lot of Draculaura. That being said, I know they're cute. Okay, I'm complaining, but like I know that they're cute, and I do think this is a very faithful recreation. So I like it for that. I feel like if you love the doll's shoes, this is it. Like, you know, that is the shoe that she's got. So I definitely see the audience for this, as much as I'm personally complaining. Then we have the Laguna ones, and I actually really love these. Like, I think Operetta's might be the best executed. These might be my actual favorite, though. I just think these are so precious. They are like G3 Laguna's shoes, and I just love them. Something about this is so fun to me, which is hysterical because it's like opposite my personal style. Like, it's not a shoe that would match anything that I own, anything in my closet, but it's precious. I love the chunky sandal with like the huge thick platform. I think the colors are really pretty. Something about the fact that it's Velcro is really like itching a scratch in my brain that I didn't know I had. I love this. I think this is amazing. I think they look very much like the doll shoes. These are precious. Like, I understand they're probably less exciting than other ones, but something about this is just so cute and like appealing, and it calls to me. It's very adorable. I'm not going to buy it because I don't need them. I wouldn't have anywhere to wear them. I wouldn't have any outfits to wear them with, but I do love them. Then we have another Draculaura shoe, and this one I honestly think is extremely, extremely lackluster. Like, this is... I'm just going to say this is bad, okay? I'm so sorry. Draculaura has, again, been getting a lot of shoes, but at least like the Haute Couture shoes were fun and like cool, and I think had a good design. This is just extremely boring to me. Like, I understand it's pink and there's bat wings, but I don't know. It's just not reading Draculaura in the same way that I think some of the other ones are. I don't necessarily think that the pinks look the best together. Everything about this is kind of offensive to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the way that it's crafted so that it's like basically a flat, but then you've stuck on this huge chunky heel and this huge platform, it just bothers me so much. I hate this. I'm so sorry. I hate this so much. This is a really bad one in my opinion. And then lastly, we have another Frankie shoe. Yet again, not really like the biggest Frankie fan, so, you know, not designed for me, but I do think that this is a perfectly fine shoe. It's kind of similar to some of the ones that we got in, I think, the second release where we got G3 Frankie's shoes. This is like a very similar cut, if not the exact same cut, but it is a different color. We've got the black and white stripes that are more akin to Gen 1 Frankie, so maybe they are trying to like blur the generations together a little bit. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, I think this style is kind of fun. Like the platform sneaker look is something I can vibe with, but it's just not like a character that I feel necessarily close enough to drop, again, like $150 on it.
Editing me here. I know I'm sick because I just like completely forgot to mention this while I was actively filming. But I did want to discuss also the fact that this is the first time that YRU has done a Monster High collab that is kind of two drops, where some of them, the creeper styles, are up for pre-sale now, and then the kind of more complicated platform styles are going to be available at a later date. I'm not really sure why that is, and I do think it's extremely fascinating. They also don't seem to be advertising the creeper styles nearly as much as the other ones. Maybe I'm just like not noticing it. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, but I do also think that that was very fascinating, that like there seems to be some sort of marketing shift with the YRU X Monster High collab to where they're kind of doing things a bit differently. So maybe that is another sign that like they need to change things up because they haven't had like the sales that they wanted in the past. Again, just conjecture. Like, I'm not trying to shit on this brand or anything like that. I'm just talking, giving y'all my unsolicited opinions. So there you go. Added that one in.
So yes, guys, those are all of these shoes. I definitely think the last Draculaura shoes are my least favorite by far. I think operettas are probably the most unique and the coolest, and I think Lagunas are probably my favorite. But of course, I would love to hear what you thought of all of these shoes in the comments down below, and if you guys plan on buying any of these shoes, you know, like what are your thoughts on the price and all of that jazz. I would just love to talk with y'all about it. Sorry again if I sound like not enthusiastic. I feel like I have sounded terrible this whole video, and that's not how I'm trying to sound. Like, I don't want to come across that way, and it's not like the topic of the video has got me down. I just don't feel super well, so I apologize for that. I will hopefully be better in the next video. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to enjoy it regardless. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, guys.